Well, that's it. The 2019 college football season comes to an end with a beatdown of the Clemson Tigers at the hands of the Corn Dog. Congratulations to LSU, 2019 college football champions. 15-0, ran through the regular season, ran through your division, ran through my Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC title game, ran through Oklahoma in the semifinal, and ran through Clemson in the championship game, just coming to an end now. So big shout out to all you guys who are LSU fans. An amazing season for LSU, a magical season, really. I mean, everything went right for you guys this season. Joe Burrow, one of the greatest seasons individually that we've seen, maybe ever. He broke the single season touchdown record tonight. There always can be debated. You can go back 10 years, 20 years, whatever, find somebody had a better season. This was an amazing season by Joe Burrow. I think Ed Orgeron deserves a ton of credit. Obviously, Joe Brady. And the LSU defense, too. LSU's defense caught a lot of hell, not just from me, but from a lot of people the first half of the season. Deservedly so. It wasn't playing very well, but they got healthy at the end of the year. They got some key pieces back. And when it mattered most, the last couple of games of the regular season, the SEC championship game, and both games of the playoffs, LSU's defense showed up and played its best football of the year. To the Clemson fans, shout out to you guys, too. 29-1 in your last 30 games. An amazing run, and you're not going anywhere. No one thinks you are. Trevor Lawrence, he didn't have his best game today. He just didn't. He was off. He looked off all day, really. Overthrowing a lot of receivers in the first half. In the second half, underthrowing a lot of receivers. A lot of balls thrown at receivers' feet. A lot of balls thrown over receivers' heads. LSU was the better team, though. Let's just be real. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence didn't play great, whatever. LSU was just the best team in college football this year. They were going to win any game they played. They were going to win no matter where the game was played. They were going to win no matter when the game was played. They just it just was their year. And so congratulations again to the Corn Dog, LSU. Anybody watching wondering why the hell I'm wearing an LSU hat? I'm clearly a Georgia fan. I lost a bet in the SEC title game. I'm a man of my word. Bought the SEC championship hat, and I had to wear it in videos throughout LSU's running the playoffs. That's what I'm doing. So that's what's with the LSU hat. I'm not an LSU bandwagon or nut rider, whatever you want to call it. That's just, bets are bets. You got to pay them off when you lose. That's what I'm doing. But again, I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't a good game. And it's like that any game you watch, right? When you're watching a game that doesn't involve your favorite team, what you really want is a good game. And we got a good game in the first half. In the second half, Clemson just was never able to get anything going. They came out in the third quarter. LSU got the ball to start. I said, man, Clemson better stop them and score. Clemson stopped them and scored. But then they just couldn't do anything else the rest of the game. LSU scored a couple more touchdowns, and it just kind of got away at the end. Dabo Swinney calls a timeout with 2.5 minutes to go in the game, down by 17 points. Like, what are you doing, Dabo? I can't wait to hear his post-game press conference. Now that I've said all my niceties about Clemson and how amazing they've been the last 2 years, can we please talk about Dabo Swinney and his poor, pitiful me Kleenex routine that he's had going on for the last 2 years? Listen, nobody feels sorry for Clemson, okay? This whole, we're not respected. Nobody respects Clemson. The ESPN hates Clemson. The media hates Clemson. The SEC hates Clemson. The lady down the street at the Circle K hates Clemson. Just stop, Dabo, with the little old Clemson routine that you got going on. It's really played out. It was cute when you had Deshaun Watson, okay? Because you were a nothing program for about 20 years prior to Deshaun Watson, okay? It was cute then. Cinderella story, whatever you want to call it. You're the king of the mountain now in college football. You overtook Alabama as the best program in football over a 4 or 5 year period. And that's really what you have to judge a program on. Clearly, LSU's the best team this year. We know that. Let's see what they do next year. But Clemson's the best program in all of college football right now. And having to listen to Dabo Swinney at every damn press conference cry and bitch and moan about how some no-name reporter that nobody gives two country hoots or a holler about said something derogatory about Clemson, or some idiot reporter said that Clemson didn't play nobody, or somebody knocked the ACC, blah, blah, blah. We're just tired of hearing it. And then you come out today and you lay an egg. Yabby dabby daboo! You laid an egg, Dabo. So let's hear you show up at your post now. But don't forget, Dabo had this excuse built in, didn't he? Yeah, he must have known he was getting ready to tote this L. How do we know that? Well, go back a few days ago. What was his latest thing he was crying about? Having to play in New Orleans. Well, this is basically a home game for LSU. This is not fair. These title game locations are picked years in advance. I tell you what, Clemson, don't be such a podunk town, and you would have a title game in your area. But you don't. There'll never be a title game anywhere in the state of South Carolina. Why would there be? Outside of Hilton Head, South Carolina's a third world country. Congratulations to LSU, 2019 national champs. And salute to Clemson. First loser.